to the Art of Being a Woman project. My name is January Donovan, founder of the Art of Being a Woman. Thank you for walking with me and talking with me. Today I just want to talk a little bit about being healthy. You know, we live in a culture that really talks excessively about being healthy. We have gyms at every corner, and there is a revolution of food where we're starting to understand what we're eating and why we're eating it and where it comes from. So when I ask women, what does it mean to be healthy? I'm going to get a million different answers. You know, you're healthy could mean detox. You're healthy could mean homemade broth. You're healthy could mean no McDonald's. Or you're healthy could mean that could be vegetarian or meat. I mean, it's the whole gamut. And there's a lot of conversation and dialogue about being healthy. The contradiction or the conflict or the irony behind the conversations in our culture about being healthy is that we're really the most unhealthy culture. I mean, it doesn't seem to make sense where we're the first world and we have resources at our disposal and we have every possible health management system and propaganda you could ever imagine. And yet we are the most unhealthy culture. There's a disconnect. Now, walk with me and talk to me. If I write an article about owning your kitchen, I will guarantee you that I'm going to get creamed and potentially get unkind emails. And there was, as of recently, I think it was beginning of this year, I was reading an article about a Hollywood actress who talked about her mom making homemade meals and how that meant so much to her, and she was creamed. Basically, you're saying that you're putting women back 100 years ago and you're taking away our rights. I mean, the conversation and the dialogue based on the fact that she said that she really enjoyed having her mom have a home-cooked meal. Okay, so bear with me for a second. We have a health crisis, and we don't know what we're eating and where food comes from, which is basically right now we're waking up, and there's a lot of food revolution because all of a sudden we realize, wait a minute, we've been lied to. What's in our food? Why is it causing all this health problems? And why do we have an obesity problem? I think we're beginning to awaken to the reality that we have been lied to. However, if I write an article on saying owning your kitchen, let's teach our children competence in the kitchen so they know where their food comes from, how it's made, and the process of making food so that they don't grow up and enter into college or in their teenage years, and all of a sudden they're faced with a health crisis in a world where it teaches them and promotes not only being healthy, but really unhealthily thin. So there's no conversation or dialogue on competence in the kitchen as a young child into your teenage years, into your single years, and then you're faced with health, having to take care of feeding your children when you become a mother, enter into a new stage in your life, and all of a sudden you're just reacting. Okay, here's the double standard message. Don't be healthy, own your health, be thin, but don't you work and learn competence in your kitchen, because that would give you or put women 100 years back. Wrong. The fact that we have been lied to and we have an industry who's pumping poison in our system is because we're not in our kitchen studying our food, where it comes from, how it's made, and the process of making food. If I teach my 4-year-old how food affects her body, you know, since this is such a new stage in my life of learning how to be healthy, and I had health issues in my 20s. My back was hurting, my nose was always runny, And I could barely get up in the morning. I felt as though my whole back was inflamed. And it was a result of what I was eating. But I didn't know how to study my food. And I couldn't put two and two together. And then you go to your doctor and they give you a pain killer medicine to numb whatever you're feeling. And you never quite understand the cause and effect of how food enters your body and affects every part of us, our mind, our body, our energy, our relationships. Right now, we have to go back and really study the process of how to make our food and to teach our women, our youngest women, to be able to study where that food comes from, how it's made, and how it affects their body, so that they can decide what's healthy and what's not healthy, and they can think they're not going to get lied to. And I will tell you this as a mother who's just learning this now, is that my 3-year-old can come to me and say, Mom, my nose is sniffling. I ate something yesterday. It was probably the too much sugar, Mom. Or what was that junk that I ate, Mom? I'm trying to figure it out. Or my 7-year-old says, Mom, I can tell I ate something that wasn't healthy because my eyes are puffy. And they start to learn to study their body at a very young age. And the exposure of competence in our kitchen does not bring us back 100 years ago. It's leadership. It's ownership of our health from a very young age so that we don't get lied to. So what's my take home? I want you to just think about where you are in your journey of health, whether you're a single woman or preparing to be married, or you're married with young children, to really talk about competence and studying our food at a very young age, so that we don't wake up one day and say, what happened? What has brought me here? Why do I feel unhealthy? Why don't I have a healthy relationship with my body? And why is this not food that I'm eating? So let's start these dialogues when our children are young so that we can be truly healthy. Thank you for walking with me and talking with me. I am grateful to take this journey with you.